But Kwame Brown won.
Hey, turn that up one time. We on the Jesus and the Hoop Talk podcast. We on the Jesus and the Hoop Talk podcast. We on the Jesus and the Hoop Talk podcast. Jesus and the Hoop Talk, divine power. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to Jesus and Hoop Talk podcast. I am your one and only host. You already know, 6'5", giraffe face looking, custom Jones. And I'm glad you guys are tuning in, yo. So yeah, if anybody that hasn't been living under a rock, you can see the feud that's going on between Stephen A. and Kwame Brown. Oh, because Stephen A. got some mama's cooking, and Stephen A. feelings is hurt. Oh, all this shows that his ego is hurt. Let's take a look at what he says about Kwame Brown. This is his response to Kwame Brown. And I'm going to point out some interesting things why he's doing all this crazy madness. This is embarrassing. 20 years of journalism, this is embarrassing that you would have to stoop this low. Let's see what you got to say, Stephen A. Come on now.
I wanted my attention. Well, you got it now. I didn't want to have to do this, but he made me. Look. I don't have a single negative thing to say about Kwame Brown, the person. Nothing personal. Never have. And no one out there has been attacking him personally either.
Oh my God. See, this is what I don't get about Stephen A. is that prior to him doing this, at least 3 days prior to him getting on national television doing this thing about Kwame Brown, Charlemagne the God came out and publicly apologized to Kwame Brown for attacking him personally and bringing up things in his family that he didn't even know, quote unquote. But then you get on national television and you couldn't even do a basic research of the situation to find out what's been going on, who said what, and you get on national television talking about nobody's been attacking them personally. That's where you're wrong, Stephen A. Come on now. Cut the nonsense. That's where you're wrong at. Come on, man.
That includes Gilbert Arenas, who did not attack him personally. It includes Steven Jackson, who did not attack him personally. It includes Matt Barnes, who he really got personal about, and Matt Barnes never said a word.
Hey, this is what gets me about Stephen A. is that he says that, oh, we're not saying nothing personal about you, but yet you will critique his career. Now think about that. I can't name a person on planet Earth that has put 13 years in a career, regardless of the stats and where they supposed to be in and all that. But you did 13 hard years in a specific career. And for a person like you to come out here and say, oh, you trash and you this and that and you not good. Nah, man. Heck yeah. I'll take that personal too. This 13 years of my life, scrubs don't last in the league for 13 years, man. I don't know what he's talking about. Stephen A., you wrong on this one, my guy. You deserve it wrong, bro. And you need to go ahead and give your public apology. I wouldn't be surprised if ESPN fired you over some dumb stuff like this. They probably done with you with all the nonsense you done say. Come on, Stephen A. Let's see what you got, man, because I'm listening, but I don't know. Let's see.
It doesn't include Charlemagne the God either, nor Dr. Boyce Watkins. He didn't say anything bad about Kwame either. Nor did Michael Wilbon deserve Kwame Brown coming at him. But Kwame Brown's been getting personal with everybody these days, talking a whole bunch of smack, saying,
hey, yo. Yo, why do I feel like I'm getting a lecture from like the old guy at the court? You can't be over here talking smack like that. Like you talking a whole bunch of smack these days. Steven, I don't know why I feel like I've been like, man, the old guy want to tell you what to do but can't do it himself, but willing to critique everything you do. Yo, I think you messed up on this one, Stephen. Big time.
Please. The only negative thing anybody ever said about Kwame Brown is that he couldn't play a lick of basketball. Newsflash! That wasn't a lie. when you put yourself and you put your game out there in the best league in the world, people can comment on it because you're putting your talents on public display.
Now, I definitely understand both sides, but Stephen A., you got to understand, look, there's a way that you can critique without going out of bounds. With some of the stuff that you said, like I wouldn't trade Andrew Wiggins for like a trash can or something like that, or a box of cereal. I don't know what analogy you use, but when you making stuff like that of people's public, professional careers of their lives, then yeah, I see why people want to get on your line when you start going out of pocket. It's a way you can go about it while staying in bounds and being professional about what you're critiquing.
Before I go any further, join me in taking a look at this man. Keep looking. Another drop. Keep going. Keep going. Another one. And did I miss anything? Keep going. Here's another one. This is just with the Charlotte Hornets. All right, keep going. Keep going. The man played for 7 different teams.
Oh, congratulations, Kwame Brown. Oh, Stephen A. feelings is hurt. Oh, he was emotional about all the things you said. So for him to go down this road, you got to him. You poked his heart, and he did not like that. Ego just blew up right in his face. He didn't even like that. But this is what gets me, is that other people has pointed this out just as well, is that I can go get bloopers about any basketball player and make them look the way you're making Kwame look right now. Now, mind you, you sit there and said he played for 7 different teams, 13 years in the league. So obviously he kept a job. Regardless to what you want to say, he kept a job. And this is embarrassing for you to stoop this low in front of national television and knowing that anybody can do this about any basketball player. You wrong for that, Stephen A. Boy, you need a spanking. Boy.
I got put wide open layup, miss. Keep going. Keep rolling them. Keep rolling. This is Shaq. Keep going. Hey, go ahead. Watch this. Look at that pass from Steven Jackson, his former teammate. You see? You see that? Here it is again. Another drop. Another air ball in the lane. A layup. An air ball layup. Keep going. Keep going. Getting dunked on by Brook Lopez, who can't jump. Look at this right here. Keep going. Keep rolling the tape. Look at that pass. First of all, he traveled on the pass before he threw the pass. Keep going. Here we go. Oh, my Lord. Keep going. Here we go. 13 years in the NBA. 7 different teams. And
is that what you call a bust? 7 different teams, 13 years in the league. Is that what you call a scrub? I don't know, because I know some other players that didn't last as long as Kwame did, regardless to how many points and all that other stuff he scored. I know a lot of other players that did not last 13 years in the league. And you can ask people like Tyson Chandler, when you get that long in the league, that is a blessing. Because the average NBA career is anywhere between 5 to 10 years, and he made it to 13. Come on now, Stephen A. You suspect right now. Oh no!
I got an unlimited bank of bloopers for every stop along the way. That was just the short version. I got 15 minutes. I just showed you one. I got 15, and I was just getting started. Kwame Brown made $63.9 million in the NBA. $63.9 million. And he feels slighted. We're taking stuff out of his pocket. $63.9 million.
Stephen A, wow, how did you not get Kwame's point when he was saying y'all taking money out of his pockets, as such as the things that y'all say is affected by what the general manager and the presidents and all these other people that listen to basketball, they listen to you. Unfortunately, they do. But this is what he was saying when you saying things like Kwame Brown, things like that. Come on now. That gives the general managers and other people that may have want to sign him a specific image. And that's what he mean by taking money out of his pocket. Come on now. That's basic understanding. Come on, Stephen A.
Play like that. Average 6.6 points per game for his career. As the #1 overall pick, that's the second worst career scoring average for a #1 pick in the last 49 years.
Stephen A, you are embarrassing yourself right now. You know how goofy you sound? Seriously? Come on now. Do I think Kwame Brown should have been better than what he could have? Absolutely. But when you factor in other things that played an effect to that, I'm not trying to give him a pass, but you got to factor in the other stuff that I was playing in, such as his rookie year. If I'm not mistaken, he was playing with the greatest player ever. Come on now. Think about that. That means you cannot make no mistakes. This is the greatest basketball player ever. And at 17 years old with no... Come on now. Seriously? I'm not giving the man a pass, but can you please factor that in? Because I heard other players like Eden Thomas talk about Kwame and what he did to other players like Eddie Curry, Tyson Chandler, and he killed them with no question? Come on now. Let's factor in everything. Don't be picking and choosing what you want to talk about.
13 years of playing like that. Making money for himself and, of course, his family along the way. And he's angry? 13 years. One time he averaged double digits in points. His third year in the league, and the last 10 years, he did it. He never averaged more than 7 rebounds per game. In one season, in his entire career, he's 7 feet, 270. But you ranting every day on the internet, out there going after everybody, talking about people's children, talking about people's relationships, talking about people's family, talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with basketball, all because you couldn't play?
No, what he's basically saying is that he doesn't mind the criticism. It's the way you go about the criticism. That's what his point was. And you over here trying to paint this narrative to America that they're going to sit here and eat this up. But the real know better now. Come on now. The real know better than that nonsense you over there trying to kick, Stephen A.
Where's the mirror, Kwame? When you going to look at you? The basketball player. We ain't talking about you, the man. We ain't talking about you, the father. We ain't talking about you, the son. We're not talking about you, the human being. We're not talking about you as a person. We're not attacking your character. We just said you can't play well enough compared to your contemporaries in the NBA. You were better than me. I was a scrub. See how easy that is to accept? I couldn't play. You had a more successful basketball career than Stephen A. Smith. Congratulations.
Okay, wow. Anybody that does sarcasm about a specific topic, always pay attention to the topic that they're being sarcastic about, because usually ties in to the person that's saying it. And I honestly think that statement ties into him about him being that he wished he could be a professional basketball player.
And you complain?
I honestly believe that.
Talking about folks, you actually went on social media, Kwame Brown, and said you and Kobe Bryant went for 82 points and y'all won the game. That was the game Kobe dropped 81 points. So you scored 1 point? I got news for you. You didn't even get that right. You scored 4 points in that game. You were off by 3. Couldn't even get that right.
I disagree with what he's saying. I'm not agreeing with Kwame Brown as far as when he says that we scored 81. Nuh-uh. Kobe definitely worked for that 81, but playing with 7-footers, believe me, I played with 7-footers, and believe me, those screens are magnificent to get an open shot. Let me tell you, the bigger the person, the better the screen. Come on, somebody, stop playing with me.
And here you are saying, no one noticed what kind of screens you were setting. Screens? You have any idea how embarrassing that sounds? Look, man, no one ever said anything about you, Kwame Brown, personally.
Okay, well, let's wrap up. So, to be honest with you, Kwame Brown is pretty much saying that y'all need to have more respect for players, athletes, as human beings as well, and understanding that this is another person's daughter or son or child that you're talking about. Of course, let's understand this. You're in professional sports. They can handle the critique. But when you go out of bounds and start talking crazy, I wouldn't trade him for this, or he's just a scrub and he's this and that. When you start going out of bounds, then it's like, okay, now it just seems like it's more personal and entertaining instead of based on the analytics and the stats. Come on now, somebody. Hopefully, Stephen A. I think ESPN might throw you away after this. To be honest with you, I know you done did some goofy things in the past, but this may have topped it all. And being that the type of force of Kwame got behind his social media, it could change some stuff. So we're gonna have to see. But in the meantime, go and let that outro play. Hey, it's Jesus and the Hoop Talk Podcast. It's Jesus and the Hoop Talk Podcast. Jesus and the Hoop Talk Podcast. Jesus and the Hoop Talk, Divine Power, and your boy is signing off from Stephen A. Smith, Goofy Tail, man. We out.